Welcome everyone back to a special edition of the Rekt League. This is week 5 rescheduled match between Team Air Drake and Team Ocean Drake. My name is Ratty Z and I'm joined by the Titan in the top lane of Team Scuttle Crab, Skyrocket. Say hello, my friend.
Hey all, happy to help out with this game here and get things going.
That's right. So what we're going to do is just do a quick introduction for each team and then we're going to get right into it. So at first, we're going to be looking at Team Ocean Drake. We got J-Moo in the top lane. We got Cobalt in the jungle. We got the man himself, Shu, in the mid lane. Digital Crusader going to be shooting some fools on the bot side. And Frostbeat holding it strong on support.
And on Team Air Drake, we're looking at Shoemaker top. We got Dainty Taco in the jungle, Gulen on mid, Isaac coming on AD carry, and we got Cop for support.
That's right. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is we just want to get ready into this action as soon as possible. Where the teams are going to be going. They're going to show us what it comes down to. And I'm really excited for this matchup today because these teams here, we got Air Drake who's looking to they're at even, they're at 50-50. They want to make a push for the playoffs. And we got Ocean back against the wall. They're going to want it more. Who do you think is going to take it with that sort of tenacity?
I mean, Ocean Drake here, I think they're going to want to make the push. Put some more wins under their belt before the season ends, and Air Drake is really trying to stay in this, right? They gotta get above a 500 win ratio, so I don't know, it's going to be a tough matchup.
Agreed. And with that tough matchup, we're going to go right on into Champ Select. Team Air starting on the blue side today, as Team Ocean, I believe, chose red. So this is the hard part, right? What do you ban out versus these teams? Because they each have a pretty ridiculous champion pool. And they start off with Aurelia. Okay, good choice. Gotta take that away from Shu, right? Disgusting champion.
Absolutely.
Other than that, let's see. What are we going to see from Ocean coming against Air? Now, we know Icicle and Gulen have some pretty good champion pools. Shoemaker has shown his top lane prowess. It's been pretty good.
All right, Zillion ban.
I like that. Zillion being one of those champions that is just so hard to play against, and giving it to Gulen is not a good idea if you want to win the game.
Agreed. Especially with that revive, that really can turn the tide of different fights. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's see. Waiting for the final couple bans to come out here. They're taking their time and thinking about it. I know we got the Galio taken away from Shu. We know that he likes to play that Galio pick. And it's the one he's had various levels of success on. They take away the Xayah from Icicle, a kind of safe champion in the bot lane. Got a lot of hyper carry potential, keeping himself safe, self-peel, right, with that ultimate. Pretty strong stuff.
Now we're looking at the Vladimir ban. So, Vladimir's been a decent champ in the season, so makes sense.
That's true. And the thing about Shu is that he's shown from in the past, and he's shown just going forward, that his Vladimir is disgusting. No one ever wants to play against that.
Absolutely.
And we see the Malzahar taken away from Gulen in the mid, which is Malzahar is one of Rekt League's most popular champions. Very strong. Woohoo!
Nice. Looking at the Gangplank top.
And Shoemaker, that's one of his kind of classic champions that people have kind of been paying attention to over the years. And so he's going back to it. Let's see if he's still got the stuff. All right. Picking up Digital Crusader. Looks like Caitlyn, a nice comfort pick, I believe, which is just a good lane champion, right? You get to fight through the lane phase. You get to not really fall behind. You're never really getting pushed around too much.
Caitlyn's great because you can just sit there, collect your farm, do what you got to do early game, and kind of wait for the game to develop before really making a dent in the enemy team.
Exactly. And it looks like they're picking up an Ornn. I'm assuming that's going to the top lane for J-Moo. Going to be one of those solid tank champions, giving them some potential engages with the ultimate that he calls for. The Call of the Ram Forge God, I think is what it's called.
Yep. And Ornn's just tough to play against. He's got all that CC, definitely outputs some damage, and he's so tanky.
That's so true. You just cannot take him down. So Gangplank's going to be picking away at him, trying to get that money. And we get the Nocturne picked up, and the Draven picked up for Icically. That's the hype pick right there.
That is the hype pick. That out damage output by Draven is just ridiculous. And if he starts, tying all his moves together, he can just drop any champion so quickly.
So true, so true. And Nocturne is one of those champions that have been very popular in the Rec League and very successful. I believe it had almost a 100% win rate. I think it lost one game this past week.
Wow. Yeah,
gross.
it's fun to see Nocturne pulled out so much in the Rec League. I don't feel like I see him played so much in solo queue, but in the Rec League he's been really successful, and he's just great with the ultimate ganks, right? Like you never see it coming and boom, he's in your lane.
Exactly. So now we see a little of the teams here. It looks like we're wondering what sort of bans we're gonna get going. Are they gonna take away some supports? Yeah, okay. They're taking away some aggressive supports away from that Draven. They really don't want to see that come in and ruin their bot lane synergy.
Yeah, that would definitely would hurt Caitlyn if Leona stayed up, just because Leona's got that range on her Q, which lets her really get up close and personal with Caitlyn, letting Draven kind of walk up and start denting into them. So
yeah, so we see the Swain being taken away. I'm assuming then I'm assuming that's going to be a brand support. Okay, so they're taking away Swain from the mid lane, I think is what they're going for. Brand support most likely. I don't think Shu plays a lot of brand. Doesn't really fit into his wheelhouse of like what he likes to do in order to take over a game. The Morgana ban. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Taking away Morgana means they're not going to be safe from things like Nocturne's Fear, from Draven's kind of like push, his E, where he kind of throws the things and displaces them.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that was a good ban choice. I also really like the Thresh ban choice for the same reason they banned Leona. It's like they're really trying to make sure that Caitlyn can stay safe and isn't going to be too inhibited to play the game.
I don't understand what's happening with the Poppy pick right now. Because Poppy generally goes top lane, although we've seen Colonel Paco play him in the bot lane in support. But I don't know where it's going.
That would be a strange pick if, especially if, yeah, no. we're gonna see how that one plays out here.
Ahri is picked up for Gulin in the mid lane. Ahri is our current highest win rate champion that's being picked, a most picked champion with the highest win rate. So I believe it's been picked 11 times and has like a 76% win rate, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Also, if it does end up playing against Brand, very good in the mid lane matchup.
I really like the Nautilus pick here. Again, I think for the same reasons that Ocean Drake banned Leona and Thresh, that's why Nautilus got picked here. Nautilus is got a ton of CC, really can get up close and personal with any champ at any range, including Caitlyn with her long auto attack range, and make sure that he can hold her down so Draven can come up and start making some plays.
No, very true. Now tell me, what do you think of this top lane matchup here? We have the Gangplank into the Ornn. Have you played versus before, or what do you think about this particular one?
I'm not so sure how the matchup is going to go. I think Gangplank's going to be able to make a big dent in Ornn, but the second Shoemaker makes a bad play, Ornn's going to punish him for it. That's just how Ornn plays. It's like you can keep it a range, but if Ornn gets his hands on you, it's not good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about this particular matchup that I'm interested in too. How far ahead can Gangplank get with his kleptomancy, his just constantly shooting, constantly picking at him, seeing what they could take care of. So tell me, what's the matchup that you're most hype about, what you want to see done? Which lane here are you going to be watching?
I'm really looking forward to watching this bottom lane. I think that it's going to be very interesting. It looks like we got some heavy damage for Team Ocean, and then for Team Airdrake, we've got a ton of CC, right? In addition to the Nocturne, who's going to be delivering some crazy ganks bottom. So I really want to see that matchup play out. How about you?
For me, I'm going to be super interested to see the jungle matchup in this case. I really want to see this jungle Poppy, what it's going to end up doing versus the Nocturne. And I wonder if it's possible. I've never seen the interaction between Poppy's W, steadfast presence, that prevents people from moving using mobile abilities. Can she block Nocturne from reaching the target with that, I
I
wonder?
I am I have no idea. We're gonna find out here in a minute, but yeah, that will be interesting.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good one. I mean, these two teams, they have a lot to play for. There's still playoffs in the line. If Ocean could bring out a couple wins in this one, they're going to put themselves right back in it.
Yep.
So there's a lot to this particular game. Both teams are playing for something.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm really interested to see if Ocean can make a push for a couple wins here, or if Air Drake wants it more and they're able to hold above that 500 level.
Yeah, really. And here's the one thing I want to bring up too. We got Shu on Victor. Now, Shu is a player that has a large champion pool. He plays a lot of them very well. And Victor is one of his most favorite champions, one of his kind of more popular, one of his champions he succeeds on and likes to play. So I'm very interested to see what he can do versus Ari. And we've seen in the past him just completely take over a game with that Victor being done.
I can definitely see that happening. I remember playing against Shu and our team talking about how he was one of the ones to watch on the other team, and just to make sure that he didn't start snowballing, because he really has the ability to carry games once he gets in that position.
And that's very true. So other than that, I mean, Nautilus into Brand, that's going to be an interesting one.
I agree.
It's a lot of poke on Nautilus, man.
It's a lot of poke. I feel like it's a lot of CC as well. I think it's going to be a fun matchup. If Caitlyn can use her range to stay out of the way, I think she should stand a chance. But the second she gets hit, even by Draven slow, I think Nautilus might be able to come up and give her a quick snare and grab, and I don't know how well it'll bode for Caitlyn if she gets hit.
Agreed. It's really going to come down to who can execute between these two teams to see which lane's going to take it ahead. I'm very interested to see which way the tides go. No Ocean pun intended, or maybe so, depending how they do. So other than that, for those of you in the chat, let me know who you think's going to take it with this draft. Give me an exclamation point Air if you are thinking that Air Drake's going to take this one with their draft. Give me an exclamation point Ocean if you think Ocean is going to be the one who's taking it now today. But other than that, we're going to be getting just into the game. It's going to be a hype one. I'm super excited to see how they're going to take this one. These teams have been waiting to play all week.
Preparing, practicing, putting in the time, so we're here.
Exactly. Here on the Rekt League, and thank you again for joining us for this. We get to see how it's going to go today. Oh, we got the Gladiator Draven. We got the skins going on right now. Eternium Nocturne is going to be a pretty one to watch. Battle Regalia Poppy. We got the Thunder Lord Ornn, a.k.a. Thor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Pulse Fire Caitlyn. The Zombie Brand. You got to look at Ocean, though. Those skins
so
are beautiful.
Funny. Yeah, absolutely.
So Ocean has maximum skin intimidation going on right now.
Yeah, this is one of those situations in solo queue. You see the one person without the skin, it's an automatic report, right?
Absolutely. Exactly. Gulen's going to the thing. Also got to say, in the chat, we got Dylan Spiegel talking about his Minecraft, and he, now he's addicted. It's rough, man. It's rough. You haven't eaten in 3 days. It's a rough time. Minecraft is definitely a game that you could just do too much to. So what you should do is load up League of Legends and join the Rekt League next season.
Oh, yeah.
And that way you can get plenty of opportunity to flash off those skills, even if you're hungry and starving. Totally good to go.
Yep.
Impulse going for Air right now. Let's see if this man is correct. Oh, interesting. It looked like there was a little bit of problem with the spectator data. So I'm going to have to jump back into this game.
There was for me as well.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to, real quick, just go to any of the players and spectate game. So I'm just going to throw it back. We're just going to be looking at the screen. You guys could take a look at the matchup one more time while it's loading back up. Interesting.
Yeah.
we've seen this happen a couple times before in the past. Sometimes the game has a little bit of bugs to it. They're working things out. Maybe someone loaded a little too slowly, and we tried to catch them, and it didn't work out. You know.
But at least we got an easy workaround here. So.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, I got the game up and loaded. I'm gonna be going to maximum. Okay, there we go.
All right, so it looks like red team starting in their lanes. All right, looks like both teams are taking a bit of a defensive stance here.
Very true. There we go. Okay, so I'm up to current right now. Looks like both teams are just taking the full defensive stance. I'm at 50 seconds. You about there?
Yep, 53.
Excellent, perfect. Okay, so we are caught up. We are now watching the game as it is played live right now. Spectator errors be damned. We playing. We in it.
We in it. Let's go. We got a little bit of the emote flashing going on here. A little bit of the pre-game intimidation.
Yeah, you gotta know that's where it's at.
Definitely where it's at. Nocturne with the all-time favorite penguin emote, so very scary.
Looks like Icicly and Cop putting themselves in the position to be in that kind of that fight. They're expecting them to, if they come down the river, they're gonna have a bad time.
Definitely. Let's see. Okay, they came around, so but Poppy is hanging out there. All right. Off to a good start here. Looks like a little bit of poking going on mid from Shu on Gulen, but not too much. Looks like Ari's hitting her farm all right.
As to be expected, we got a little bit of poke going on as you'd expect in the bot lane, just from that superior range and the brand going in on Icicly.
Going in hard.
Okay, taking a lot of blowing a flash for that.
Flash.
Oof.
Yep. Yeah, that was he was a bit out of position there. He let Nautilus come around between him and his tower and really put some damage down.
There's definitely a lot of aggressive trading right now in all lanes. Gulen and Shu just knocking each other down, chugging potions.
We got Ornn making a little bit of a push here. I don't know if he's going to try to starve Shoemaker from a bit of his farm once those minions reach the tower.
He's definitely going to do his best. He's going to do his best. So one thing I want to highlight while watching this is watching, as you can see, Icicly just constantly spinning these axes. One thing that Draven works on is that he has adoration stacks. Every time he throws an axe and he catches it, he gains 1 additional stack. If he kills someone, he gets to cash out these stacks for bonus gold based on his stack. So he gets a little bit more. So when he kills people, it's a bigger deal. So when you see him flipping these axes around, that's one of the reasons why he's doing it so often. Wants to get that money.
Of course, that's it. Especially early game, as much gold as I can collect as quick as possible. Looks like we got a fight here bottom lane.
Ooh, first blood going to the Draven immediately. They went in. It looks like they just made the big trade. Draven got the kill.
Yep, that paid him out some serious gold there. That was a good move for him for sure.
Exactly. As we were just talking about, those adoration stacks were just taken care of.
Exactly. That and the first blood gold, he's looking kind of nice coming out of the fountain.
Exactly. He looks like he picks up immediately the Vampiric Scepter. Gank coming in from the bot lane. Dainty Taco coming in and blows the flash from Digital Crusader. Well done. That's going to bode very well for the Draven in the lane, who does have his flash.
Absolutely. And if Dainty Taco can gather some levels pretty quickly, we might see another gank here soon.
Shu asserting his dominance, getting a little ahead on the farm, not by much, but doing so while also burning down the Ahri. He did use up all of his corrupting potion charges, so he will be, and same with Ahri, she has no more potions left, so they are going to be poked down, and they're going to have to eventually figure out how to go back to base and buy something.
Definitely. Yeah, Ari's looking a bit pushed up here in lane. Looks like Shu's gonna try to pull ahead around 10 minions, depending on how well
Shoemaker getting
Ari can farm under tower.
Jmu making some good plays in the top lane, bringing Shoemaker very low near his tower. Shoemaker gonna have to retreat and go back after taking that much damage. Other than that, it looks like not too much going on at the moment. Eyes in the bot lane, as that's the lane that's going to have the most volatility with the damage that could come out from each side.
Absolutely, that could go either way. Brand is just going to be able to output that damage consistently, and if he can get his hands on Draven, that could be a potentially a second kill. So,
absolutely, we got Jmu going in for some extra damage on Shoemaker. Shoemaker just kind of letting him walk up, doing the damage and backing up, trading with the attacks. One thing that you gotta know about Gangplank is he often takes Kleptomaniac on his abilities, so every time he shoots somebody with a gun, he gets a little bit more money.
more money is always a good thing.
Cobalt spotted out by the bomb, by the vision plan hit by the Nocturne. So I mean, Cobalt now also has information on where the Nocturne is. But it looks like we had a roam from Brand coming up into the mid lane, and Gulen making the outplay, getting the damage. Not really sure she needed that.
That definitely helps Gulen, given that Gulen is behind about 13, going to be about 13 minions here. So. Some gold was needed, and I believe a kill is about the equivalent of 13 CS in gold, so that puts her right back into it. So
yeah, absolutely, it's very close. I think it's a little bit more like 15 or 16 in the early game, but as the game goes on, absolutely, 13 is about 1 kill. Cobalt making his presence in the top lane. It looks like he is not spotted by the blue team. So
let's see if
we see a little bit of gank going on here.
Jmu can lure Shoemaker out a bit here. It's going to be a tough one, but he's really trying to get the bait going here.
Yeah, he's going to take this hit, which should
lure him out. There
it is. Yep, took the bait. That was well done by Jmu's part.
Gank was successful. That was a great bait.
Blam. Just let himself get hit by that barrel, and then Shoemaker
back out a little bit, and there it is.
Very well played. Shu doing some poke down in the mid lane.
Looks like bottom lane Taco is setting up for a gank here. Whether it'll work, we'll see.
Oh, here we go, coming in. Icically flashing forward. The Nautilus flashing forward, too. There's a lot of flashes going in. Dainty Taco with the murder, but all three of them together bring him down. Hell yeah.
They, Air Drake spent a bit of flashes right there for that, but kill worth it, I believe.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta know. You get that immediately. I think they're going to turn for this. If they're objective focused, they're going to go right for this Ocean Drake. It's kind of like the ultimate disrespect, taking the Ocean Drake away from the Ocean Drake team.
In front of their family, man.
Exactly. Just pour one for the lost Drakes, man. There
exactly.
So blue team taking the Ocean Dragon at 8 minutes, which is
beautiful job focusing on those objectives.
Yeah, and that's going to bode very well for Air Drake. They definitely want to see that on the people like the Gangplank to get that mana regen, allowing Cop and Icically to get that. Everyone just wants that. The passive mana regen is just not to be understated.
Absolutely, and especially this early in the game where they're still in their lanes, that is going to help with that sustain, allowing every lane to continue to take farm and roam when necessary.
Exactly. So this is going to bode very well for the early stages. And the main thing is, though, you can't count out Ocean Drake in this one because Brand is a champion that does an incredible amount of damage. And if they get a little combo going with Frostbeat and Digital Crusader, we could see a kill return back in the bot lane and lickety split.
And I almost feel like Brand is the kind of champion where regardless of how well he does early game, mid and late game, he's still relevant given, the area of effect damage and just the output he's able to have.
Yeah, absolutely. So other than that, it just looks like Digital Crusader just got to pick up his CS, doing his best to do that right now. If he can keep up with that, he's going to be doing himself great justice. Shoemaker and Jmu doing a little bit more trading. It looks like we might see a repeat gank.
Yeah, Cobalt's coming back top. Shoemaker, I don't know if he's got the Tribush warded. Doesn't look like it. We got Jmu with the early ult.
Shoemaker
Koval
walking
gonna
away.
make it in time here. Yep.
Got the CC going in. Victor is looking to make the rotations right now. It's possible we see a tower dive in here. Shu looking to pop up. Nocturne
Lane's
does have
pushing
his
in.
level 6, although if he ults immediately on this could be very good for top lane. Not quite,
Oh.
doesn't have the kind of the chutzpah, doesn't have the ability to go in. He's not feeling it. Oh, we got a pause going on here. Okay.
Oh, right as Isoclee is looking very low damage.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
low
yeah.
HP
Both
rather.
Frostbeat and Isoclee are incredibly low. So we're going to have to see. All right, so let's recap what we just saw. We just saw a 3-man rotational dive on the top side. Ocean diving into Air Drake. We saw the bot lane. They're about to get a fight in. As soon as this pause comes undone, I'm immediately going to flick down there as fast as possible to see what's going on. And if Isoclee is going to live, if Frostbeat's going to live, what's it going to be?
Yeah, it's looking like this potentially could be Isoclee going down, and if Frostbeat can get any kind of stun on Cop, we might be able to see Digital Crusader with another kill.
Absolutely. And again, thank you, Darted, for the cheer 1, cheer 1, cheer 1, cheer 1, and cheer 1. Bringing it to the leaderboard. Thank you so much. Pickle Popper in with the Rekt cheers. What's up? Dill Pickle's talking about the shitting his pants. That's unfortunate, man. There's still a long cast to go. But here it comes. Here we come. Down to the bot lane immediately. All right,
Let's see.
Isoclee going low right
Oh,
now.
we got the flash on Digital Crusader. Looks like Digital Crusader is going to pick up the kill on Nautilus.
Trades his life for Isoclee's, and you know what? That's the support you want. High fives to each other in the chat.
Absolutely.
Thanks again,
That's the way to
friend.
do
Always
that.
there for me. One true pairing. Beautiful.
Well, that bodes very well for Ocean Drake down bottom. That was a good power move. So
Absolutely. And we got Gio the Crazy Man giving a shout out to his boy Skyrockets. What's
hey,
going
how's it
on?
going?
Exactly. We got Darted. Thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. For those of you out there, if you do have the Twitch Prime, feel free to check your subs on the top. It's a free thing. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with the Twitch Prime account and subscribe for free, giving the love to the Rekt League so we can provide you with beautiful things. But we got Gulen making the pick on the shoe, doing some damage, feeling good about that one. Phoenix saying he loves me. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Miss you guys too. But this is the Ocean Dragon that you need to be sending your love to because they're going to need it right now. Although they're up 200 gold. And you know they're going to try to push that advantage.
They're really trying to take this, get some wins under their belt. So it's been a good game for Team Ocean at this point. They are pretty close here, but Ocean, I feel like, has been making some very nice plays.
And Cobalt walking into that charm, you always got to watch out for that. That Ari always seemingly just around the corner, hit you with those hearts, sends you walking in her
Absolutely.
direction. Cat Paddington voting for Ocean, got that exclamation point Ocean in the chat. Let's hear it. Hell yeah. Also, we got a chat situation going on. We got Dill Pickle, we got Pickle Popper in the chat. What's it going to be? It's Predator and Prey situation. Popping all those pickles. So we got Cobalt interacting with the Pink Ward, not allowing any more vision to come out from Air Drake. And there's just daring. That situation, when you see your ward out there and it's being blocked, you know you want to go clear that Pink
It
Ward,
looks
but
like
you can't
Ari
do
is
it.
coming bot, and Nocturne's already down here. We got around 4 Team Air bottom.
Ocean has the ability to rotate to this. It's possible they just... Okay. Ocean wisely backing up. They're not sure exactly who could be waiting in the wings. But now we're having 4-person rotation together. No one getting caught out today.
Looks like they're going to move mid. Let's see if Shu's got the wards up to know to back here. Looks like he does.
Yeah, he's got good ward coverage right now on the bot side, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Shoemaker, though, taking a lot of damage on the top side, falling low, which is immediately drawing jungle pressure. We got the Nocturne off
Puppy is
going in.
coming in here.
Shu flashing away, keeping himself safe, has the cleanse in case he does get charmed in that situation. So he was safe from that one, but they did blow his flash, so we'll see if they return there in just about 2 minutes when the Nocturne
Yeah,
ults back.
Nocturne here looks like he's got a few options in terms of ganks. Top is very pushed towards blue side. It almost looks like Shoemaker needs a little bit of help up here, just in the fact that he's taken so much damage. Like we were saying before the game started, Orin, if he gets his hands on you, he's really just got the output.
think Shoemaker doing a little bit of misclicking there, accidentally using his ult in the wrong space. He could have got all those minions if he wanted to use it that way. But
And
Shu is
that's
doing a
not going to
great
be
job of pushing
that's not
the
going
mid
to
lane.
be great for Shoemaker if they decide to dive and Shoemaker no longer has his ult. That's going to be a tough fight to win.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna have to make sure he keeps farming. He is down by quite a bit right now. He's not to that Trinity Force power spike yet, because once he gets that, all of his gunshots are gonna be absolutely disgusting. His parlay. So other than that, he's just doing his best. He needs to get that Trinity Force finished so that way he can actually challenge the Ornn. Otherwise, Ornn's just gonna keep pushing that wave into his tower over and over again.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Ornn already with the fully built Iceborne Gauntlet. That's a tough one to play against. So it looks like we have Shoemaker teleporting back top. Make sure he's collecting his farm because he's got a bit of a ways to come back here. I also do want to point out Victor with 145 CS. It's quite a big margin over everyone else in the game, and so he's probably looking pretty strong at this point.
Yeah, he's big. He also has his perfect Hex Core finish, so he has fully upgraded abilities on Victor. For those of you out there not familiar with Victor, he is the kind of robotic creator overlord sort of piece. He has an item that is unique to him. He can upgrade it a few times, and when he does, he gains extra ability power. He gains extra mana, and then he also has all of his abilities have the additional effect to them. So he has the movement speed off of his Q. He's got the magnetism from his W field. He has the extra after effect from his death laser. And then he has the, I believe it's movement speed and extra damage from his Chaos Storm, his ultimate. A lot of rotations from these teams here.
A lot of rotation. There's been a lot of movement, a little bit of hesitation in terms of fights actually breaking out, but the movement is happening.
That is true, and it looks like right now Victor is going to have, he has the blue buff, so he has that mana regeneration, he's got the cooldown reduction, you can see the extra ability on his death laser, the follow-up damage. It looks like it's possible, it looks like right side, blue side has the ability to push forward on the bottom, they have the priority, while red side has priority in the mid lane. So I'm not sure who's going to take this next Drake, but we'll find out shortly.
Yeah, I'm interested to see when bot lane gets back how this plays out, although it looks like there's some sufficient damage being done to the tower. Will they be able to take it in time? I don't believe so. But looks like Ocean needs to do a good job here of babysitting their tower for a little while. So
yeah, they're definitely going to have to take a look at that. So it looks like right now we have a little bit of rotations coming down for the Dragon. And in the meantime, it looks like one of my adoring fans out there wants me to autograph their lunchbox. I could potentially do that. We have a spooky Draven call out. I agree with that. It is definitely scary to see a Draven in the game with 149 farm as well. He's getting up there. But it looks like Ocean is just going to force this Dragon. They might get pincered in on this right now, but red team takes it. And then we have Team Air engaging on them. Nocturne jumps in. The damage comes out on the Frostbeat. He goes down. Cobalt going next. The damage being returned on both sides. This Shu is very big. Icicle and Shu doing damage back and forth to each other. Cobalt falling very low. But other than that, it's a 1-for-1 trade. The Nocturne going down for the brand in that team fight. And Ocean comes at one slightly ahead with the 1-for-1 and the Dragon.
and that puts each team at 1 dragon apiece. Both Ocean, so it looks like that advantage is now dropped. Looks like Digital Crusader dropping a little bit of damage on this tower. I'm waiting to see which one drops first, if it's going to be blue mid or red bottom.
It'll be very interesting. It'll be close. It looks like red bottom is potentially the one that we might see, except that we don't have any members of each team in the bot lane to contest any of those minions, with the bot lane on the red side pushing towards the blue side.
Well, it looks like Caitlyn's heading down bottom. Looks like Draven is as well, so they'll probably just trade back and forth a bit more before anything happens there. So we will see if Shu, who has been pushing his lane this whole game, is able to kind of chop down mid turret with those minions when he gets back in.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll have to see. Like, right now, as you can see, Shu pumping out the incredible amount of damage. Where it looks like we see a gank at the top lane, Call the Forge God coming out. Jmood knocking up Shoemaker, does not get the stun against the wall.
Draven
they do
with
the damage
kill down bottom.
Excellent work. Pops the pops the stopwatch, trying to do his best to outplay. They're doing the damage, but Jmu is just so tanky, just able to sit under that turret for it seems like an eternity.
And that's the thing with Ornn. It's the damage output, and he's so tanky. Ornn is honestly just a great all-around champ, and he really functions for a lot of different purposes.
Whew. That was a disgusting one.
Looks like we got Nocturne bottom. Ari's coming in as well. This Caitlyn is backing out now. I think Digital Crusader realizes the entire team's coming in. The tower's almost down. So it looks like we have our first tower kill, and Team Air takes that one.
Which is really good for what you want to see. You're getting the extra gold to that Draven, and Icically and the Draven's going to be doing a ton of damage. So you want him to be picking up everything he possibly can in order to, if you're out there for Air Drake, which I just saw Ziggy spotting, repping the exclamation point air in the chat. Let's hear it. Oh, Dainty Taco potentially threatening with the ultimate, pushing them back. I don't think we're going to see them push this one with a 2 for 3 right now. Potentially 4. They don't see Frostbeat in the side, so that might have been a dangerous fight to take there. But Dainty Taco, they're giving them something to think about, if nothing else.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just one of those things where you're trying to throw the other team off and just make them think, you know, could be a lot of us around. Do you really want to stay on Rift Herald right now, or maybe make some different decisions?
Exactly, and they're popping the Rift Herald right now in the top lane. You see the charge going off. You see the damage coming out. Plenty of damage. Tons of damage on that side. So we got Frostbeast approach for the bottom. We might see a bit of a gank here. It is going to be a 3 versus 3. Frostbeast pinching in the bot side right now. Trying to pinch them in here. Oh, but he gets caught by a cop. This might spell the end of Frostbeat. That's a lot of damage that can come out. The Nocturne can do it all. Dainty Taco gets the kill on Frostbeat, pushing him back. Shu finding himself in a disadvantageous position. And Cobalt going to be keepers verdicting away the Nautilus. Goodbye, friend. Bagulin pitching the bot side comes up and gets the angle onto Shu.
Ooh.
Call the Forge God going out. The damage going out. Icically gets the kill.
With the flash.
Woo! And the damage, they clean up a 4 for 0 for Team Air Drake. Icically picking up another kill amongst the Nocturne and the Ahri in the mid lane. That was well executed by Air to rotate and take it. Tell me what you saw.
So well executed. When Team Ocean started to kind of back up a bit and go into the river, the follow-up there by Gulen was just on point.
Absolutely. Now we're seeing just 2 towers being taken at the same time from that power play. We're going to put the money in the pockets of Air Drake, bringing them up to approximately a 6,000 gold lead right now at 21 minutes. It's going to start feeling really oppressive because as that Draven goes back, he's going back with 1,800 gold in his pocket. And you know something gross is going to come out from that.
And when you're looking at who has the kills on Team Air, you've got both Ahri and Draven, who, when they're fed, they're both scary. Especially that Draven, and Draven came out with the early lead, 195 CS. We're definitely looking at some serious power spikes here. I think both Ahri and Draven are some pretty scary champions right now.
It's very true. And at this point, though, it's not to count out Team Ocean. I know they're down by some gold. I know they're down by a little bit of money, and they have less kills on their carry laners, but you have to look at their team fight capabilities, right? They have Poppy to be able to send people away. They have a ton of damage with Brand and Victor, and they have the Ornn to be able to help them tank up and make the picks that they need to do. So right now, it's just going to be, what are we going to see? They're prioritizing the Infernal Drake. I think that's a wise thing to do.
And it looks like they're better positioned for it with Team Air kind of scattered a bit. You've got Draven coming out of top lane. You've got Shoemaker going back up top lane. So we're going to see what kind of fight breaks out here.
It looks like we got something going on in the mid lane. Frostbeat sending the damage in there. Not doing enough right now, but the Nocturne going in gets the snipe onto Frostbeat. He might have traded his life for that, but does not. The depth charge going in on Shu right now, sending him back, gets rooted up, has to flash, but Icicly's damage cannot be denied. JB gets the kill on Kappa. Cobalt going very low. Digital Crusader getting low as well. JB trying to follow up as best he can, but they get the shutdown onto the Nocturne. This is going to be a little tough, though. Icicly is very strong, so we're going to have to take a look at the damage. Gulen gets taken down. Unfortunately, Icicly not willing to take the extra damage for his buddy in the mid lane. So we see it, but we do have on the top side, while this is going on, Shoemaker just doing free shots, taking more towers from the top. even trade going in on the fight, but it looks like the extra tower being taken is going to put more money in the hands of Air Drake. Although Shoemaker's going to have to get out of town unless he wants to face the wrath of Jmu and Frostbeat.
True, but that was a great play for Air. Shoemaker up top was not only able to take that tower, but if you check his CS out, he's now up about 15 on Ornn. So it looks like he definitely came back in some gold here, and he's back in this game.
So it looks like Shu and Cobalt making a beeline directly for this Infernal Drake. They might be able to see Icically, but at this point, it looks like they're just going to walk in just with enough time to see that he's going to take that Infernal Drake, bringing that item advantage for blue team to even more scary levels. So we see a little bit of farming. We see a little bit of rotation. We got some Pog champs in the chat for that team fight. I love to see it. So other than that, we're going to have to see what the rest of these teams decide to do. How they want to do this. They're sending Gangplank in that side lane. They're just doing the 4-1 split push right now. They're sending Jmu to the top, which is a little scary because they have a bit of a squishy team. And that Nocturne can just jump in and just kill someone outright.
Yeah, I think this Jmu's in one of those tough positions where he feels like he's really needed both top and with his team at this point. I wonder if it would make sense if maybe Shu went top just to keep that lane pushed out. Looks like Shu's kind of doing that down here on bottom because Ornn I think really needs to be with his team for these team fights, especially with this CC and his level of tankiness.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have the top lane pushing. It's going to be pushing into the tower. Air's going to have to send someone up there to collect that farm unless they're just going to let it go. But other than that, it looks like I think Ocean's just going to be satisfied with getting the farm they possibly can safely in the mid lane, safely in the bot lane. Trying to see what jungle camps they can take to make sure they don't fall behind. They want to make sure they have some item spikes that they need in order to take it to them in the next fight. Otherwise, Air might be able to test and just pressure this Baron and push Ocean directly away, which could close this game out very quickly if they get Baron this early.
Absolutely. A Baron turnover, if you will, would be very advantageous for Ocean. They need some gold, they need some power spikes, and Baron would give them that sustain to kind of stay in the game and keep the gold coming in.
Agreed. So we see that the top laners now have moved to the bot lane in order to push the waves back and forth, as both top laners have teleport available. So it is a safe play, so that way the Baron is not threatened just from the fact that they are not there. But otherwise, it looks like we have a little bit of priority going on Air, and they're just going to go for it. It looks like they feel confident about the vision that they've cleared out. Looks like Ocean has no idea what's going on here. They got the pings going on to the Baron. They're not sure where anyone else is. They're getting the Baron to about 40% right now. Here comes the ward. 30%. Here comes the teleport going in to secure it. The blue teams takes it. They tried to get the steal on. Cobalt jumped in there, but otherwise we have a full team fight breaking out. Damage falling in from both sides. Cobalt getting very low. Gets killed by Gulen. Shu doing as much damage as they can. Fronting front to back. Killing Dainty Taco and Kappa got the shutdown. 4 people dead. Ocean just cleaned up that fight. Now the only person left with the Baron buff is Shoemaker. That turned around in a way that I did not anticipate.
Neither did I. You figure if Air's going to take that Baron, they're going to be able to take it quick enough and clean enough to be able to get out of there. But Ocean put some damage down, and looks like they really want to take this. They're back in. Exactly.
So you just have to be feeling for it right now. Exclamation point Ocean in the chat for that take right there. They still have to contend with Baron minions. Ooh, the barrel though. That was hype. Wow. Look at that damage. They are falling super low. That is Shoemaker solo.
The damage is scary.
Back. Yeah. He just said, get away from my tower. You're not allowed to take that. Okay, yeah, you killed us at the Baron. You get to take the middle outer turret, but you don't get to take everything. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Woohoo! The Draven sniper shot going to take the damage to Frostbeat. Not enough to kill him. And Digital Crusader going in the opposite direction. But I like to see that spicy play from Icically. Putting that sniper rifle aim on those blades.
Absolutely. As many kills as Icically could take, Icicly's gonna take.
Exactly. So that was a very interesting, and that's exactly what you saw in that one. Just the damage coming out from the close combat that you can see from Team Ocean. Victor doing plenty of damage in team fights. Brand doing plenty of damage in team fights. And you know that Ornn and Poppy going in and absorbing as much as possible.
Yeah, and I think even with this gold differential, to see Ocean do as much damage as they did, that's gotta be they gotta be feeling pretty good about that.
That was well played by Shu right there, just knowing the range on his champion to pop that ward in the Baron Pit for a free little bit of damage. I like that. Giving a little bit of knowledge of the game always feels good to see. We got Icically farming in the bot lane, getting his farm levels up to a scary 252 with 6 kills, and that's a Draven you don't want to mess with. But it looks like Ocean is doing a rotation right now, though, trying to catch out Icically, but what they might not know is that Shoemaker waiting in the wings and everyone else on the way. They're going to have to make this clean and quick, unless they're going to find themselves inundated with a team full of air. But otherwise, here we come. We might see another team fight popping up right now if they stay for too much longer. But Air popping the vision denial trinkets.
Yeah.
Red
And if they
trinkets.
can fight this in the lane, Shoemaker still has Baron up.
Jmu calling forward to the call of the Forge God, popping up Dainty Taco. Poppy going in, falling very low early though. Not going to want to take this fight too much, but the Nocturne popping the ultimate. Get the vision going onto it. Nocturne going in, getting immediately exploded, but Cobalt sending him out right now. It looks like they're going to be fighting a 5v4. Cobalt falling very low. Jmu falling very low. Cop getting taken out by Frostbeat, doing extra damage from the brand. A 2-for-1 currently in air, but Icically jumping in, doing the damage, gets the kill on the Digital Crusader. Shu falling very low. They got to be careful with the damage coming out from Icically. He has the life steal, so you can see he can fall low and feel like he is comfortable staying in these fights. Taking the 3 kills, or 2 for 2 right now. Both teams not afraid to step up and just punch it out. Woo!
Absolutely, yeah. Icicly's got that sustain, and with 7 and 2, looking very scary, especially with that CS. This is a very close game. You know, we've got strong carries on both sides, and the damage output on this, I'm really looking forward to seeing that at the end because it's been a lot.
So I got bad news, though. Air picking up that second Infernal Drake. It's going to multiply their damage by just an insane amount. They're getting plus 16% additional attack damage and ability power. Which, if you're looking at the Draven, yikers.
Yes, absolutely. He just does so much damage.
Right now, he's at approximately 391, almost 400 attack damage, based on if his Storm's Edge is activating Storm Razor. So
He basically just 3-hit a Bramble back. So
yeah, you're seeing over 1,000 damage crits on the minions. This is a scary carry. So otherwise, we're going to be seeing them rotate around. They're going to have to figure out where to apply this pressure. Where can they find their next team fight? The vision for both teams looking okay. We got some good vision on Team Ocean on the top side of their jungle, so if they take a fight there, looking good. They're spotting out a little bit in the bot side of the jungle. On the blue team, they don't have anything past the river, so they're going to have to be very careful with how they approach. With these team fights, can just break out at any time, and if they don't have their 2 main carries there, it's not going to bode too well for Air. We'll have to see. So what are we expecting, Skyrockets? What are you thinking right now? Yeah.
honestly, this is a very close matchup. Again, like I was saying, strong carries on both sides. I think those 2 Infernal Drakes for Air definitely is going to amplify their damage a ton. With that said, it's always the possibility that they can pick the Draven off, and then if they do that, you're going to see Team Ocean come out on top. But again, that's if you can get to him. You realize we got Nautilus sitting here on the front line. We've got a Gangplank that does a fair amount of damage as well, so it's going to be a tall order to pick him off.
That is true. It looks like they were extending their vision. Ocean do a good job of taking it back, but Air just being able to walk in and force a tower. Just by having Icically, just by having Cop, Nautilus, and Draven sitting there with the Ghoulan nearby, they're respecting it well. They don't want to take any unnecessary kills. And Ocean roaming together as best they can to make sure they don't catch up any team fights they don't want to grab. But they're forcing this vision out right now. It looks like we might see an impromptu team fight going in. Cop finding the business end of Team Ocean right now, forcing a flash out of him, getting stunned, getting slowed down. The damage coming in, the slows. Cop getting killed by Digital Crusader. Ultimate's being done, but Ghoulan catches up to him, gets the catch onto Cobalt. They're going to have to back up here. Icically has shown up. Shu is there, though, not letting it just being taken for nothing. Call the Forge God, finding Gulen. Shu finds the kill in the Dainty Taco. And their Ocean is cleaning up right now. They have a 3-for-2 grab from that impromptu team fight. But just as the last story, you look at Shoemaker in the top lane, allowing himself to split push, taking those team fights, not doing well, but Icically try and do the 1v2 while stopping the backs. Shu going in by himself, but it looks like he's going to get that inhibitor on the bot side. Shoemaker just getting the job done, and Icically potentially sacrificing life, but he did not do so, knowing his strength capabilities to not die. That was a well-played air fight.
That was Ocean taking some kills definitely was needed at this point, but the problem is their base didn't have the substance to it to be able to sustain Shoemaker's push. So Shoemaker really took advantage of that and was able to drop bottom lane. So now Ocean is feeling a bit crippled here with that one.
Exactly, and that's the part that's why Air is playing this very well. It's Ocean can do the damage in the team fights, but they're going to have to pick team fights that give them a reason to take it, right? They have to fight over something. In this case, Air was fighting over the split push and the bot lane, which is why they stayed, which is why they took the deaths. And that was ultimately a lot of things blown, a lot of resources used, but that's a great pickup, especially with Baron Nashor spawning again, potentially allowing Air to group up as 5 around Baron, and they're going to have to, at some point in time, force off this bot lane with the super minions streaming in.
Absolutely. So that's the thing. Now Air's has Ocean a bit off balance, so if Air can keep with the split pushing, whether they win or lose team fights, it might not matter.
Exactly. And we want to highlight real quick the CS comeback from Shoemaker in the top lane, 312 to 251. Impulse calling it out in the chat. What a comeback. And then we got the poggers from Cat Peddington in the chat as well. I agree with that. These team fights are fully poggers. If you are a subscriber to the Rekt League, please feel free to put the Rekt cheers into chat, because we're about to see some explosive team fight action come out here. We have the teleport available from Jamu, who is pushing down the bot lane right now, and it looks like Team Ocean waiting in the wings as Team Air gets started with this Baron Nashor.
Yeah, Team Air definitely has the opportunity to make some plays, given that Ornn split out, even though he's got the TP up. Ornn really has to stay there for a little while just to make sure that lane survives. It's
going to be just slightly too late. They're going to watch Baron just be taken for free away. Also getting the pick onto Cobalt. They see it. They put the damage in there. Cobalt just going to be taken down low and killed. Shoemaker on a killing spree right now. Popping his 3. Looks like they just too quickly. Air has enough damage and just enough push power in order to take this Baron without putting the fear into Ocean. They just couldn't walk up without being expected to get picked.
Well, that's the thing. Air really has the advantage here, where they can go and take that Baron with a little bit less fear, given that they know that Ocean is preoccupied.
It's true. And right now we're seeing the siege capabilities going out. They have the Baron empowered minions there, glowing purple from those void energies from the remnants of Baron Nashor powering up their team, giving them the extra offensive defenses. But they see damage. The damage going on to Icically right now. He does not die. He's burning. But unfortunately, otherwise Air just takes the fight into him. Shu going very low. Shoemaker on the rampage, taking out Digital Crusader. 80 carry is done. But they're not done yet. Gulen going in for some extra work. Cobalt getting the damage pushed on the side. Shu falling very low from the ult. And Gulen gets the kill onto Shu. The final damage going down. Frostbeat, the only member alive right now from the 2 members available for Air. It looks like they're just going to push up with the super minions to take this base down. The damage they do with those double Infernal Drakes, just too much. Frostbeat can have to do the hero play, but it's just too much. Shoemaker going in, forcing the flash, and the damage comes out from Team Air, taking game number 1 in a very powerful fashion. Skyrockets.
What a game that was to watch. Wow.
GG's going out in the first chat. All right. Wow. So that was quite the game. I'm going to be very excited to see what comes out in game number 2. So other than that, we're going to send it to just a very short break. I'm going to look at something no more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Try and do a quick bathroom break, and let's get going so we can get everyone to sleep. So don't go away. Rekt League will be right back in just about 3 minutes. Welcome everyone back to the Rekt League. This is going to be week 5 match. This is technically the 3rd match of our week. And game number 2 where Team Drake took the first one in actually a pretty close fashion. And throughout the middle of that game, it was just, it just kind of snowballed away from Ocean. But they were just right there in it for a long time. And as you can see, just the damage I'm putting up on the screen, the damage graphs. Gangplank doing a ton of extra, Draven of course there, but you can see Shu doing plenty on that. And Team Ocean was right there with the damage. So what do you think about that, Skyrockets?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, in the middle of the game, it really could have been anyone's push. I think Shu was, really ahead, especially in the beginning of the game, and it really depended on a few key fights there. Whoever came out on top, it was going to look like they were the ones that were going to snowball forward. I think Icically was able to be the one who took a lot of those kills and just kept that momentum going.
And that's so true. So what I'm really interested to see is how these teams are going to adapt. When we're getting into this champ select, we're going to want to get in there as soon as possible. We can see how these get everyone ready in there for bed, get everyone ready to go. But other than that, I'm interested to see, do they let the Draven through again? Do they change the bans up? Like, what is each team going to be ready for this time around?
I'm predicting that Draven's going to get banned out. I mean, it's just one of those champs that once they start snowballing, they're really able to. And it looked like Icically was really able to hold on there. So I can expect that. I'm wondering if the Victor ban comes out or not. Like you said, Shu plays so many champs that we really can't tell at this point.
True.
But it may be something we see here just to not give him that opportunity to play the way that he played last game.
Exactly. So now we're sending it on into the champ select. Let's see what exactly happens this time around. I'm so excited. I just want to see that, the fun thing about these teams is that both teams have such good pop-off players, right? Seeing Shu pop off is so good. I know Jmu is a really strong player, and I really want to see him pop up. He was a sub for Team Ocean last season. He's really just doing it nicely now.
Absolutely. That play last game was excellent. So we're going to see what happens coming up here. So it looks like we see a couple bans. We've got the Nautilus ban. So apparently Team Ocean didn't like the lockup bottom lane there.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like you pointed out before, right? Nautilus with Draven, like you catch somebody, you keep them there so Draven does his damage. That's death sentence.
Death sentence is absolutely tough to get away from, and they really, played that, I think, according to what Team Air was trying to do. So again, we see the Vladimir ban, so Shu can't take advantage. I think they're probably a bit more scared of the Vlad coming out than the Victor.
So true. We see the Ezreal being taken away from Icically, one of his comfort champs. Just got reworked, so not really sure about how it goes. Taking away the Gangplank, that's smart on their part. From Air taken away from Ocean. Also making sure Chu does not play that Vlad. Also in the chat, I just want to say, yes, I know Dewey. Thank you. I do know Dewey. But other than that,
no Dewey.
Exactly. So Shadow of Old, that feeling when Sentinels doesn't exist in the chat, it's because it's a single Sentinel, not a Sentinels. So give me the exclamation point Sentinel if you want to see that action. But otherwise, we got the game, and we got the Urgot. The Urgot that punished me so hard in the games that I played versus Team Air. I'm excited to see that punishment given to someone else.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And Dainty Taco picking up the Nocturne. He did a great job on it last game, going and getting those assassinations when he needed it too.
Honestly, I'm a big believer in it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Picking Nocturne again just seems like the obvious choice. Agreed.
And it's one of those champs he just says, whoa, yeah. What? Mordekai's are coming out on Team Ocean. That is some... Okay.
Hey, last game, Team... no. Who took the Dragons last game? It was Air, right? Took
it
a
was
few?
Air. Yeah.
So it would almost make a bit more sense on Air, just to be able to move those Dragons around. But... yeah, I'm not so sure what Ocean is thinking with that one.
My goodness, that's going to be so interesting. We haven't seen a Mordekaiser in a while, and I believe this is the first time he's being picked in the Rekt League. I'm not sure exactly where he's going to go. I know that Mord has been played in the bot lane in the past. He could be played in the mid or the top lane, actually. in the current season, so we'll just have to see. But otherwise, the ban's coming out. They're taking away the Morgana from Ocean, which is that safe bot lane champion for Frostbeat. We know he's good on it. They're taking away the Corki from Gulen in the mid lane, one of his signature champions. It's good against something specific. Perhaps it gets good against Mordekaiser if we see that in the mid lane. I'm not sure.
I'm a bit surprised Leona got through here, just because that feeds in really well to what Air was playing last game, where they picked those support champs that were able to create that lockup scenario, and I think that's going to feed pretty well in for Air. So I'm kind of surprised some of the bans that we've seen from Team Ocean here not letting that Leona through.
Absolutely. But we see coming out, Anivia coming out for Gulen, one of his more practiced champs. He's very good with those walls. They are hard to deal with. And he puts them up. He doesn't allow your team to leave. But now we got one of my favorite champs coming out in the top lane, the Kled. Weehaw!
This is going to be a fun matchup.
Kled is a psychopath in this game who likes to go forward, and he has an amazing team fighting ultimate where he just rushes at you, bounces on his little bird friend, and it brings all of his teammates with him.
And then in lane, he doesn't die. He's got that ability where his what is it? His bird?
His Mount Scarl.
Mount Scarl just comes rushing right back in when you almost got him killed, and then you're like, wow, what am I supposed to do?
Exactly. So for this one here, I'm gonna have to say, just looking at this match, the hype is really there for me in Team Ocean. I love seeing these picks. They're like, they feel insane almost, right? Like they feel.
Yeah, it's a very different team, a very different looking team that Ocean has put together here. Honestly, I'm a big Shu fan. I believe in him, so I want to see what he can make this Mordekaiser do. I think they've got a bit of CC on that end. Although I'm really interested to see how this game goes for Air, given that they've got some serious lockup here.
Oh, absolutely, and it's like it. Tell me a little bit about this. We'll be seeing the bot lane matchup again. I'm so interested to see like this Varus Leona versus Jhin Bard. Like, tell me about what you think we're gonna see in this here.
It looks a bit like the matchup from last game, actually, in that you've got Jhin, super long range, kind of like Caitlyn. You've got Bard, he's playing a bit back, just trying to keep that Jhin in the game. But then you've got Leona again. That's similar to the Nautilus pick with the lockup situation, and you've got Varus, who's got some AOE, got some lockup himself. So I actually think that this bottom lane may play out a bit like we saw in the last game. So I think Varus is not so scaly as Draven, but we might see him coming out pretty powerful from this game.
Absolutely. And also, is that... Hold on here. Okay. Looks like I grabbed some graphics a little too early, but yeah, the jungle matchup is something I'm really interested in too. We got the Gragas, who's able to make plays all over the match, right? We got the Nocturne, of course, who can come in, generally power farms till 6. Goes in and like crushes them with that. Anivia versus Mordekaiser.
That's gonna be. I don't know exactly what to make of it. Mordekaiser's got the sustain, but I don't know that he's getting very close to Anivia to be able to use his abilities, given the stuns and the wall and all of that. So it might just become a farm fest.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not sure. Like, that's the thing. Is it gonna be that Mordekaiser's gonna scramble some eggs with Anivia, or is it gonna be that the demigod Anivia with the frozen power is gonna rust all that armor? I don't even know.
It's a valid question.
Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm so excited though to see. Are we gonna see some 2v2 in the mid lane? Are they gonna play it like the world style where Nocturne shows up and helps out Anivia, where Gragas comes in, gets the ganks off from Mord? I love watching Jhin. That ultimate opening up could be really interesting to see. The a little anti-synergy with both their ults, though. Jin kind of sets himself up as a turret, and Kled goes in really hard, which would be really
Yep.
fun to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see this game playing out where I think we're going to see a lot of little skirmishes here and there. The team looks like it. You've got Kled, with some mobility there. You've got a lot of just flat out dueling between Kled and Urgot happening. I think both of them got some damage output. Both of them are able to survive for a bit of time. And then you've got Anivia, who's not the most mobile, so she might just hang out there with Mordekaiser. And then of course you got bottom with you got the Leona Varus lock up against Jin and Bard, and Bard's going to see how long he can just keep Jin in lane here, and Jin's going to use his range and just keep poking.
And that's true, and it's going to be fun to watch, man. I love seeing Bard action too. He's one of those champions that has a high skill cap, so
Yep.
I don't know, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm just excited to watch two teams that seem pretty evenly matched. According to last game, it was a ton of fun to watch, just given the fact that they were both really in that for the majority of the game, and we were just kind of waiting for the scales to tip one way or the other.
Exactly. One way or the other, the only thing I know is that this is for sure happening for both these teams.
Absolutely.
Cracking a cold one with the boys.
Hey,
Good
what
stuff.
a great call, man.
All right, so we got the game starting to load up. So hopefully, unless they have any sort of weird spectator issues like we had last time, we load into the game. But I agree. Impulse in the chat saying this mid lane is gonna be epic. Lol, absolutely. It's gonna be fantastic to watch. And Turtle Lake also having a good point that we thought. I feel like this is a really bad matchup for Mordekaiser, they say. Though, to be fair, I don't think I've seen it before. And you know what? I haven't either. Who plays Mordekaiser in the mid lane? That's crazy.
Exactly. I think the one thing to think about there, though, is Shu himself is just a really good player. Put him on any champ, and he can make some magic happen. So that's really what's going to be the interesting part for me. I don't know that Anivia will be necessarily the reason why Shu is kept behind here.
And that's true. We'll just have to see. But I have to say though that Gulen has proved himself very strong with that Anivia pick. So I would not be surprised to see. Oh! They see Cop going in. This might be. He might have to blow a flash here, else he just might. Oh! Just barely missed with that body slam. And to start with body slam, not the best thing in the world, but not terrible. That was definitely worth it. If you could have got the flash out of that one, it would have been an excellent play. But they tried really hard. They were just a moment too late to get that damage off on a Cop. But well played on their part. Anivia starting with the Q. Flash Frost to protect Cop. That was good to go. Well played by both teams. They're trying. Getting a little bit of cheese action going on here. But now they're fanning out. Gonna get the normal starts.
Normal starts, yep. Back to that bread and butter. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of the cheese. So.
Oh my goodness, so delicious. I agree with you. What's your favorite kind of cheese?
I don't know, man. I'm a big provolone guy.
Oh yeah.
Like a little bit of mozzarella here and there.
Oh yeah. There is a great farmer's market up on me has these like custom cheeses. I don't even know a lot of their names, but they're very tasty.
Oh, dude, you should just buy a bunch of them. Have a whole wine and cheese night.
Oh, gladly. The Rekt League Rewind, a thing that we've done in the past, watching some games, drinking some wine, talking about it. So we get some of the action going on here. We're going to have the Shoemaker on the Urgot in the top lane, firing rockets off against Jmu. We got a little even immediately fighting going off right now.
Yeah, Shoemaker's just going to keep laying that damage down any chance he gets. I mean, that's the way to play Urgot, and Shoemaker clearly knows how to do it. So.
Absolutely, and starting off with Purge is W is the item first. It's starting off with that shield and that close range damage, but we got to be careful of is the Jin versus the Varus in the bot lane, right? So he's got to be thoughtful of when he takes these trades because Varus can put out so much damage in the laning phase even still. We got so much fighting going on in the top lane right now. Like I said, Kled is a psychopath.
And bottom lane as well.
Woo.
We looked at Jin just took first blood.
My goodness. Digital Crusader going in there.
Really went in hard with the flash and everything.
Wow, I totally missed that. Yeah, describe for me what happened. Tell it for the chat. Sorry, chat. There's just so much going on right now. Just fighting everywhere.
So Gragas was waiting there in the bush, and I didn't catch the whole thing, but it looked like Varus was trying to lay down some damage on.
Flash on the top side. Shoemaker going in for the kill. Jmu getting really low. Gets the kill off on him.
And we're seeing a ton of action in this game right off the bat.
Wow.
These teams want it.
Just damage going back and forth. This is pretty incredible right now. First blood going over to Team Ocean, but immediately followed by Team Air taking the top kill. A little expected, as it can be hard to figure out exactly how much damage you can do with Kled and how much you can take. It's definitely one of those champions you got to measure what you do with that kind of razor's edge. But other than that, we got Phoenix in the chat saying his favorite cheese is Ratty Z Scion cheese is the favorite. And you know, I agree with that completely. I love me some Scion cheese. All sorts of cheese. Well, whatever you want with Scion, I'll play it. You put me in, I'll literally play him in every position.
Cheese just has that great flavor, that great Scion, you know, a little bit of aged, a little bit of rotted, fermented, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. You know that it's just like that delicious, like well-tuned, like old, like you said, aged, right? Aged to the point of perfection.
Exactly. Just as long as it's not that ergot cheese, because that's got to be not so tasty. It looks like Kled's here really.
Jmu going in, insanity going. He just wants to kill.
And he takes it.
Shoemaker getting a little greedy with that one. He wanted to flip him over, put him in the tower range to get the kill, but unfortunately he does end up giving the kill over to that Kled. And right now he's really gonna have to start focusing on that CS, because that Kled is starting to pull ahead right now. But Urgot teleports back, ready to go.
And the action is just non-stop this game. We've got Nocturne chasing down the Gragas. Looks like he's going to back off.
Shu finding himself with that priority, pushing the lane up, making sure keeping his jungler safe. But they are just bloodthirsty this game. And Air taking a 500 gold lead pretty early is not nothing.
Looks like Kled's going to back. If I were Shoemaker, I would not auto-attack these minions. I'd let them kind of stay towards my tower, freeze the lane, and see if we can get some of my own minions or Shoemaker's own minions to die out before Kled gets back to lane. But it looks like he's going to make the push.
Absolutely. Cop doing his best impression, staying up in the lane, kind of playing like the Afro move of old, right? Support is so easy, dude. Just stepping up and just keeping him back, you know, like looking him up there, giving a little bit of presence to his laners. But Shoemaker and Jmu just posturing again. We're gonna have to see the first back cone back for Mordekaiser picking up immediately some items to continue laning. He picks up the Mercury Tread, so those stuns from Gulen are not gonna be doing as much as he might be expecting. Taking a lot less damage from Anivia's ultimate ability.
And if we look at it, Shu's just pretty strong at this point. He's up in CS count. I think he's only going to look to extend that lead. And again, like you said, with the Merc Treads, there's going to be minimized damage and minimized CC. So Shu's looking pretty good in this lane, I'm thinking. So.
I mean, Shu just like fearlessly walking up into the damage of Gulen right now. Just kind of allowing himself to take it.
And Shu just said, well, I was walking in the other direction.
Yeah, that
away
was
from you.
I didn't think Gulen expected that, you know? It's one of those things where like, all right, well, I put the wall back when I'm expecting people to run away from me, but
yep.
Not today.
Well, Gulen is low on mana, so probably felt pretty confident that not too much would happen.
Doing the level check for the jungles. Shu and Gulen are level 7 and their jungles are only level 4.
Wow.
So they're gonna have to be doing some catching up right now. It looks like we might see a little bit of cheesy rotational play from Cobalt and Frostbeat, as you would expect from that Bard kind of walking in, being able to go through walls as he does, taking those magical journeys. As we might see it right here, Frostbeat and Cobalt might just be going through this wall onto this back end. Let's see if they go through with it. The magical journey coming in, Icicly and Cop finding themselves in difficult positions. Here they come through the backside, finding the damage onto Icicly. Cobalt gets the kill, bringing himself to that level 5, just like we were talking
executed. That Ignite was dropped, there were some stuns, and we had Digital Crusader right there to pick it up. Now they rotated, they're looking to take Infernal Drag.
And then while this is going on, Jmu and Shoemaker doing it. Shoemaker finds himself in tower range right now. But otherwise, blue team pretty cleanly takes the dragon as Jmu and Shoemaker fight it up on the top. Dainty Taco on the top side, potentially going for a. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
we're
He's
gonna
not
see
6
this
yet.
gank here. Yeah, but Jamu is low on health, and if he's not looking to return, I think Dainty Taco could hang around a bit. So it looks like Jamu is hanging back. I don't know if he doesn't look like he's got any wards, so I don't think he knew where Dainty Taco was.
So just that you had talked about this in the previous during the champion select, Shu rocking that dragon for his pet right now. Mordekaiser likes to his ultimate ability called Children of the Grave, and he kind of enslaves their spirit to his will. And when they kill a dragon, he gets the power of the dragon for a fairly long period of time. But right now, it looks like we're going to be seeing some their own rotational damage coming out from Team Ocean going to the mid lane. Bard boogies his way out with the Magical Journey, and Shu just walks it out with his best shoes on. Clomp,
Yeah,
clomp.
he's got those level 2 boots a lot earlier than the rest of the whole game, actually. So he's got the movement on everyone.
Absolutely, and it looks like that was well played on Air's part to try to make that collapse, but Ocean just fanciest the feet getting out of that, getting away. We had the flash come out from the Bard in order to keep himself safe, so it was not for free. But otherwise, we have Digital Crusader and Icically just farming in the bot lane, keeping it going. We got Urgot caught back up in that CS, so you got to give him credit. Shoemaker knows when to take that CS right here, but Jmu going in for the fight right now versus a level 8 Urgot. He's going to find himself very low, which you might just find the damage. He's going to get ulted. He's going to have to flash away from this ult.
How does the Urgot ult work with Kled's ability to kind of revive there? He's ooh,
that was close.
trading 1-for-1.
Jmu,
Very close.
yeah, did a great job getting. I think he could have just kept walking, and it would have done the same effect for him. Cobb looking to keep his blue buff safe for his mid laner Gulen. Yeah, I'm
really
not sure.
am wondering how that mechanic works.
From as I understand it, I thought that you have to be at 25% life, and I thought even without Scarl, you would be the case. But I think it's perhaps it doesn't even work because you have to be at 25% of your life as Kled.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. So that just really minimizes the window in which Urgot can use his ultimate.
Definitely.
Very interesting. A lot of blood going on. 2-2 with the top laners right now. They just want to fight and fight and fight. Cop chilling on the little brush by the bot side right now, just giving Icically his time, get a little levels on that Varus as well.
If I'm looking at the CS right now, it looks like for Air, top is ahead. They're behind for jungle. They're behind for mid. They're ahead for AD carry. So it looks like overall netted, these are two pretty even teams right now. I mean, when we're looking at the gold, it's 600 difference. It's not much.
Shoemaker and Jmu going at it again. Jmu getting the better of this trade right now. The Shoemaker
wow,
just
and
gets
Shoemaker walks away.
Wow, that was very close.
So close. And it looks like Shoemaker's going to hang out here, which I don't know if that's the best move once Scarl comes back.
That is true, and Shoemaker does not have his Fear Beyond Death ultimate waiting for him right now. The thing is, though, he does have exactly what he just uses right there, the Purge, which is the ability to add that extra shield, so I think it's one of those things he's looking to maybe get the bait. Jmu goes in a little too hard, puts on the shield at the tower, going to go very well for him.
So it looks like Ocean pulled ahead a bit here in gold. It's just so close.
Ooh, the Bard ultimate going out. Teleport going in to attempt to save Shoemaker right now. Frostbeat and Shu there, though. Gulen comes up to protect his top laner, but it looks like they're going to do plenty of damage in this tower. The rotation from Ocean. They have 4 members here. So it looks like they're going to be trading towers. Icically and Cop potentially going to be in the bot side doing some damage.
Yeah, I think Ocean's going to take this one first, given that there are 3 or 4 on the tower versus a couple bottom, although Digital Crusader is kind of helpless to do much for his tower at this point. All right, there we go. We saw it fall.
So it looks like Cop and Icically looking to do what they can in the bot side here. They might not be able to take this tower. Don't have the minion wave to support it. But other than that, that was some good rotation by Ocean, bringing them all up to take that objective.
Ocean has been putting up quite the performance tonight. Even last game, it was so close, again, for so long. I'm really liking the play from both teams here.
Digital Crusader right now is staying by the tower. It's potentially not jettisoning it right now. It looks like we saw the Frostbeat on Bard cruising towards the bot lane, but then he stopped. So right now, it looks like Icically playing it safe, going to be going back. They're not going to be taking that tower, which means Ocean's going to have a 1.4, 1.2k gold lead going into about 14 minutes. Nothing too substantial, but
It's so close.
some of the Rift Herald in the mid lane. Shelly, the Rift Herald, going to be walking up, getting into the 3-point stance, going for the full ram charge. Boom, down goes the mid tower. Red turret destroyed in the mid lane. We got the chains going in. Shoemaker grabbing Jmu. Did not get to see the interaction on that one, but gets the kill.
So it's interesting here. I think one thing to note is while Ocean was able to take that top tower, they let Icically really pull ahead and farm. He's got 112 CS to 96, so he's looking decently strong. I know he is 0-2, but given that farm, if he can keep that sustained, he's going to be putting some damage down.
Nocturnal going in. Teleport coming out for Team Air. They're looking to take this fight. It's going to be a 5v4 for this next Infernal Dragon. They get the Bardal coming out on the team, but right now it looks like Shu and Cobalt falling very low. Shoemaker coming in for the extra damage. Cobalt trying to stay there to do what they can. They put the damage under Shu. It gets very close. Otherwise, but they're looking to do damage on Icically too. Jmu is here, which means they're going to be cleaning up this fight. That's a 4 for 2.
Team Ocean came out ahead on that one.
Exactly, and if they take this is going to be a big deal because Shu's staying right here to be. He doesn't want to go back because he needs to be around for the Dragon Soul when it dies. As you're going to see, the Children of the Grave picking up the Infernal Dragon, giving him a 2600 health pet to walk around with. And I think they're just going to take this, rotate directly to the bot lane, and take that bottom lane tower.
Ocean's looking very scary. They're ahead about 3k gold. They've got 2 Infernal Dragons. Jin hasn't died. Mordekaiser hasn't died. You've got 1 death on Bard and 1 on Gragas. They're very clean this game.
Absolutely, and you really have to give it to playing champions like Mordekaiser. I'm sure that's one of those champions that have not been played in a long time. How do you really play around a champion like that? What does he even do? How much damage can he take? Is he tanky at this point in the game? Who knows?
Exactly, and that's the thing. And like I said before, it's Shu. He's got such a wide variety of champs to play, and he can play all of them really well.
Get some more fighting in the river. It looks like Cobalt showing up, doing the damage, killing Cop. Dainty Taco falling low as well, but Icically is here to do some catching up, but the Bard catches it out. Icically, though, not leaving yet. Jmu does tons of damage right now, though. The Kled just insanely hard to fight with, so Gulen's going to have to head for the high hills. That's a 2 for nothing. Essentially, Ocean rotating, getting the picks.
That was just so beautifully done by Ocean. Taking 2 and losing no one, you can never be, mad about that. That's just great play.
Exactly. Now Shoemaker in the top lane looking to do what he did last game on the Urgot, taking the top towers, but Jmu in the mid lane looking to rotate with Ocean to take this mid tower. They are pushing their lead forward very hard. Blue tower taken on the top side, but it looks like Cop going in a little bit over his head perhaps versus 5 in the mid lane. Cobalt falling very low. Gulen doing a lot of damage, but not quite enough. Here comes the damage coming out onto Gulen. We might see a Nocturne ulti coming out right now. He's going to have to use it. Puts the damage out onto Shu, but Shu does plenty. Oh my goodness, the damage. Icicly's still there. Damage falling out to both sides. Shoemaker, Fear Beyond Death, getting the fear off onto Cobalt, coming in for the backside, getting the flank off. Might be able to get the kills. Gets the double kill for the 3 for 2, but the mid lane tower does go down, and the shutdown gold, absolutely, like you were saying. That's a lot.
That's a lot. At first, I wanted to say that was definitely a good play for team. Wait, Jmu is on team.
Jmu is on team Ocean.
Ocean. Okay, so that was a much better play for Ocean in the beginning, given that they were only losing their top tower and they were taking the second turret in mid. But then Shoemaker came down and took those kills, got the shutdown gold. That was a good play.
Absolutely. And so one thing you have to know is that Shoemaker is 6-3. He's got 129 farm. He's definitely up there. He went back and he has 3,000 gold in his pocket. So that Urgot's going to come back and be scarier than ever.
Absolutely. And Shoemaker is definitely, a force. So I'm going to see if he can make some plays that are really going to pull his team ahead here.
I have to say, Turtle Lake out there in the chat, you wanted to see Shu meet his maker. Shu did meet his maker. Shoemaker came up from the backside and really showed that you might be wearing some shoes, but I'm the one who makes them. Got a little bit of posturing going on in the river right now. On the top side, it looks like both teams looking to start working towards the vision around the Baron objective. I don't think any team is quite strong enough to take it immediately at 20 minutes. But who knows, with the double Infernal, it's very possible. We have Jmu on that very strong Kled. Cop might find himself out in a bad position, but Jmu misses the bear trap on a rope. I'm not kidding. That's exactly what the skill is called.
Ocean's looking really good here at this point. You know, there's some gold ahead.
There it is. Gets the bear trap on the rope, but the wall comes out, leaving the rest of Ocean away from that. The Bard ultimate finding Cop just by himself with the bear trap on a rope, pulling Dainty Taco in. It looks like they get the flash out. Cop is going very low right here. Children of the Grave pulled out. Shu and Shoemaker meeting in the Titanic battle, but Jmu getting pulled in and killed by Urgot's ultimate. A lot of damage coming out from Shoemaker right now. Just icically gets the final kill, but the Urgot damage is really coming out strong right now. Digital Crusader doing his best to get away from Shoemaker as Air gives chase, but they make the turn. The damage is being applied, but they do get away. A 2-for-1 in favor of Team Airdrake.
So I think Shoemaker heard my comment earlier where I said we're going to look to him to see if he can start carrying this game. And he said, you know, I'm up for the challenge and really started to put that damage down.
Absolutely. You really got to look at how much he did there. He came in and just, I think it was surprising how much damage he did. Those kneecap shotguns really doing it. But the teleport coming in from Gulen to really to support this push, to make sure they can take that mid-outer turret, giving them some of that map pressure that they need so dearly in order to take this game back from Ocean.
Absolutely. That's what Team Air needs to do at this point, is just knock down single objectives one at a time, focus on them, and move through them. That's what they got to be doing if they want to take this game.
Exactly, but then you got to look at Team Ocean and what they're going to do to try to deny them from being able to take this. They have a Mountain Drake being set up right here, and that's a big deal because Team Ocean being ahead right now, slightly ahead with approximately a 3,600, 3,700 gold lead. They want to get this Drake. If they get the Mountain Drake, it's going to give them that 10% true damage to objectives, so that way they can just start knocking down towers, really taking it to, and you really want that in order to put the pressure on the Baron. But here we go. We get the teams getting started. Teams posturing right now. We got 5. The Bard ult misses everything. The Cobalt's ultimate pushing Gulen back into the team. Egg forms him right now. Cop being ahead. But they get the double stun on the Leona ultimate. Shoemaker walking in, getting onto a rampage right now. Dainty Taco finding himself a little bit too far ahead, but Shu gets the kill. Shoemaker gets killed, kills Shu. But the double kill coming in from Kled. Jmu doing a lot of damage onto Icing. Gets the triple kill. The damage coming out onto Urgot gets the shutdown on the Bard. The triple kill going into the way of Jmu on the top side, and Team Ocean saying nice work with that previous team fight, but we are not out of this. The ace, the 5-for-2 for Team Ocean sweeps them up with the tidal wave of teamwork.
Yeah, that was some great play by Team Ocean. I was a little bit nervous as they got split kind of about halfway through that fight there, but it looks like they were able to do enough damage and then come back together to finish the rest of Team Air off there.
Really, now that looked good from both sides. Shoemaker does a frightening amount of damage from those team fights. So it is by no means over from one side or the other. Looking at the kills, we got 20-12. We're by about a 5,000 gold lead for Team Ocean. They do get the dragon that they so desperately wanted in order to start pushing this game in their advantage. But this game is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely not. Ocean definitely has the advantage here. But again, like you were saying, Shoemaker does that damage, and all Team Air needs to do is get a few picks to get some of that gold and easily back in this.
Absolutely, and Shu also farming up as well. He's got his death cap completed. He's got his crystal scepter completed. So he's going to be doing a lot of AP damage from that Mordekaiser. We could see if he can really start carrying this game. He does unfortunately walk by a pink ward. Looks like Frostbeat's going to find it. All right, so they're not going to be spotted for free. But otherwise, it looks like Cop going back to make some purchases. We got our visions being pushed up into the red side, top part of the jungle, so that way they could start pressuring this Baron. Same thing, they got the double infernal single mountain drake, so that they start to look very scary for them to take that Baron Nashor objective. What do you think, Skyrockets? What do we see in the next couple minutes?
Honestly, we're going to see Ocean just pressing their advantage. You know, they could potentially try to set up a Baron play depending on where Team Air is on the map. That, or they could just group up and push in. We're going to look at Air to, you know, make sure that they defend against that and get any picks, and to try to pick up any objective or extra gold that they can anywhere, just to kind of close that advantage that Ocean currently has.
Absolutely, and it looks like the vision was spread out very nicely for Team Ocean, although it looks like Air is reclaiming it. Pink wards all over the place.
Okay.
It looks like Jmu disconnected from the game, so they got a pause going in there right now. As you see, he was just hanging out in Nashor Pit, not clearing that pink ward next to it. So it looks like he got a little quick disconnect. Just give us just enough time for the game, just so we can get back in. So he was just letting them know. He was like, yeah, I'm in the Baron Pit. What about it? But otherwise, the team fight gonna be brewing here. We have both sides, plenty of items. We have the Rod of Ages finished up for Gulen, so almost fully stacked. We have his tier almost completed. He's going for the Seeker's Arm Guard. I think he's gonna get that Zanya's Hourglass, so if he gets pulled in, he can keep himself up there for a long time. And as Impulse pointed out in the chat, we have a 6-0 gen. But here comes back to the action. Digital Crusader rocking the 6-0 with the 133 farm. He is looking mighty good on that champion.
Very strong. And Mordekaiser, while he's 3-3, he's got 9 assists. He's got a ton of CS. So definitely they're going to be putting down some damage.
So we got a little bit of pressure. Airs, knowing their Baron dancing well, they push up the mid lane, so that way Ocean is going to have to deal with that to make sure that they don't just have a free Baron, because the mid wave is going to have to be on their side, giving them essentially some free vision. But it looks like Frostbeat and Cobalt starting up the Baron fight right now. I think they're going to commit to this. Dainty Taco walking in gets the piece here. This is what they see right now. They don't see too much. They see a pink ward going over it right now. They keep walking in here. Both teams looking to take the fight. Dainty Taco goes in, but it gets immediately extinguished. Shoemaker does plenty of damage, but putting himself in the back line, getting plenty focused. The Bard ult on Gulen and Icically prevents their damage from coming out, putting themselves in a very scary situation. Gulen on the backside, the Jhin picking up 2 more kills, going to 8-0. Here comes the Jhin ult. Tags him with the damage, misses the first shot, hits the first, misses the second, hits the third, and then closes up, looking to take this Baron. Cop was not there for that one. Looking to put the vision out. Unfortunately, the 3-for-1 going out. Both junglers not available, so Smite not there. It's possible to see a steal, but I kind of doubt it with the only person sitting around the Baron right now is Cop.
Yeah, Ocean definitely just extended their advantage with that one. We're looking at what was a 6-0 Jhin, now an 8-0 Jhin with the double kill, now with Baron as well. We're looking at Team Ocean with about a 7k gold lead. They got Baron. They've taken a few towers here, so Ocean is going to continue this press. Air's got to make something happen to counteract the momentum that Ocean's built here.
Yeah, absolutely. And you really got to look into that Bard ultimate. Frostbeat nailed it with that one.
What an ult. That was perfect. Isolated one enemy champion to single out, take down, hold the damage off from the other two, and then pick each one of those off afterwards.
Yeah, that's going on the highlights afterwards.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Baron went to 10 health. It's possible that Cop could have made that hero play, but that's one of those things that you just don't think about. Otherwise, it's probably your team telling you it's not worth it. Don't throw away your life. But it's possible it could have happened, that's for sure. So Jmu and Shoemaker, we got Jmu going to be split pushing in the top side with that Baron buff as expected, trying to keep the Urgot away from the team fight. I think the rest of the team are going to decide to knock down all these outer turrets. We got top outer and bottom outer, both going to be focused down one at a time. And as they
Yeah, it
move
looks
up,
like
boys in blue moving up with the Baron buff, bringing the purple
exactly.
damage, bringing the hurt.
Yeah, it looks like this tower is gonna fall. I don't know how much Team Air can counteract it. We've got a full team of 5 with the Baron, so they're looking a bit scary here.
Exactly, and they got the 8,000 gold lead. They got the Baron buff. They got the full 5 members, although the other members are kind of fading away right now. They're not really keeping up with this push. I think there's a little bit of miscommunication on what they want to go for right here. We do have another Infernal Dragon in 10 seconds. So
Yeah, I'm a bit unsure why Urgot's top. I don't know if Shoemaker doesn't realize that Dragon's coming up or what's going on here. I don't think he can push top lane quickly enough that he's actually going to make it worth being up there.
That's true, and I think they're just going to give up this dragon. They don't want to approach it. Blue team takes the triple Infernal, which is mighty scary on an 8-0
Jhin.
Oh,
Man.
the damage. Here comes the Kled ult walking up right now. They bring the damage up very close. The Bard ult bringing them all together. Cobalt being in the middle there. Unfortunately, the ultimate from Greg is splitting them all apart, and Shoemaker on the backside right now. They might not have the ability to stop all the damage, but Shu kills the Shoemaker this time, is saved from the extra damage, does not get the assassination off on Digital Crusader. This might be the end here. It's a 3-for-1, and the damage is out. They have the dragon from Shu just tanking up the turret. They're just gonna push it in. Frostbeat looking to try to do the assassination, the outplays, pushing them back in. If they take this tower, it's gonna be a clean march into the inhibitor. Although did not respect the damage from Gulen and Icically. Frostbeat gets taken down, but ultimately trades his life for the inhibitor. We'll see what else they take here. Looks like they have a nice minion wave. They can just push up and potentially get this bottom inhibitor as well.
Yeah, Ocean did enough work here that this is a very tall mountain for Air to climb.
Oh, Dainty Taco going in. It's absolutely deleted by those 3. Possible to do an extra damage, but Cop saying let's do it anyway. Doing the damage, gets the kill onto Shu. Jmu going down very low. Icically being taken down low as well. Shoemaker on the backside, but they do pick up those 2. Perhaps staying a little bit too long to try to get greed on there.
So Air, yeah, did a great job holding Ocean off of their inner tower there. So Air is not totally out. 1 lane down, definitely have some movement to come back here. Although when you look at the map, it's still looking pretty strong in favor of Ocean, given that they just have some layers of towers to go through before kind of tying the map up.
Exactly, and that's one of those things that you might look at that and say Ocean stayed too long, perhaps. But when they died, what did they lose? They lost nothing. There's nothing to fight for. They can't go grab a dragon. They can't grab Baron on Team Air. So they stayed. The risk versus reward was there. If they unfortunately Icically trying to do the 1v1 on a Frostbeat, taking a lot of extra damage. Woo, gets the Q off to pop all of his stacks, doing his percent health damage there. But he ends up taking the red, and otherwise a little bit of a skirmish. But we got the Jhin firing off into the darkness, hits Cop, who does a little bit of extra damage. Digital Crusader finds himself next to Shoemaker. That is not where you want to be as the Jhin versus the Urgot.
Definitely not. That Urgot could put a Jhin away pretty handily in a 1v1 situation.
Absolutely, especially considering he's rocking a Thornmail right now, so that Jhin is going to be doing significantly less damage than he might expect.
And taking some in the process.
Absolutely. But otherwise, that was a gentleman's agreement. They decided that they did not want to risk an extended team fight, so they walk away from that one. Thankfully for Air, the middle inhibitor is down, which is probably the easiest one to clear because that's the one you're going to be wanting to clear as you fight for objectives anyway. So they are able to just push that up and potentially contest this Baron in 1 minute and 15 seconds is what I think each of these teams are going to be going for. If Ocean takes this Baron, I think that will spell the end for Air. But if Air takes this Baron and team fights this well, they are not long for a charge right down the center, right in the top lane. Whichever lane has the most, that can get a lot of money back in their pockets. And if they can win this team fight, they're finding Frostbeat out right now. The Nocturne ultimate finding him. He might be caught out here completely. It looks like Shu and Frostbeat are both going to die for their hubris on the bot side right now. They got 4 taking them out. In the bot lane, off 5, we got a 2-for-0 trade for Team Air. But Team Air taking some objectives.
So
I'm
this
sorry, Team
is
Ocean
an
taking some
integral
objectives for it.
moment for Air. Air needs to be able to fend off the 3 members of Ocean who are pushing, but then they also need to be able to turn that Baron if possible.
Great ultimate by Cobalt, pushing Gulen back into this. Unfortunately, Gulen walls himself off, turns into the egg, but the cavalry is here to save him. Gulen falling very low, about 100 health, which is more than enough health for him to go clear out these super minions in the mid lane. So Air rotated perfectly, got the kills on the bot side, immediately took it to the rotate to the top side. Urgot pushing this advantage, popping his the item that makes him go Righteous Glory, moving in, doing the extra damage. Jemu fighting it out, doing their best. Digital Crusader doing the return damage, opening right up into the fight. Looks like we're getting a teleport in from Shu. As the backup coming in with extra damage is there from Shu, doing an incredible amount of damage, exploding Icically with that extra AP that he does. Shu just, oh wow, gets the kill on the Dainty Taco. Shoemaker going to be falling low to Frostbeat. Somehow gets the weird interaction between the Bard ultimate. Does get the kill onto the Bard, bringing it a 4-for-2 on the side of Ocean, taking the advantage in that one. The teleport coming in from Shu, clutch, putting the extra damage. And again, that's one of those things you just cannot know how much damage that Mordekaiser puts out. One of the main things you got to be wary of is, I believe it's his Q, which does like triple damage if they're isolated. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that if you get Ocean together with 3 Infernal Drakes, there's going to be damage output.
Yeah, it's pretty good now. Shu's trying to do the 1v2 here, but he gets shut down, stays a little bit too long into the fight with Cop, but it looks like we have an inhibitor respawning. Digital Crusader looking to duel. We got enough of a 1v3 going on right now. And he finally gets delivered his first kill of the game, the shutdown gold going to Icically.
1,000 shutdown gold.
Ooh, sitting with 2,000 gold in his pocket, but this is not for nothing. We have Ocean taking the second mountain, triple infernal, double mountain right now. So here's the part. Frostbeat needs to be very careful. He can get caught out here, but he is Bard, so he's able to go through the walls. The main thing is if they can rotate fast enough, this is going to be where the final battle goes on. Oh, we get the ultimate going on to Cop.
That just bought them some time, that's for sure.
Frostbeat doing what he can to slow them down here, but Jemu finding Shoemaker cutting them off, and they're turning off of Baron right now. Dainty Taco falling very low, and Jemu doing what he can. He gets dismounted. That's going to spell the end for him, unfortunately. Gets pulled into the grinder. Shoemaker, fear beyond death, pulls away Jemu, but they do succeed in pushing them off the Baron, so it's not for nothing.
Not for nothing, that's for sure. If Air took that Baron, that would have been feeling not so great for Ocean, but they were able to fend them off. That Bard ult was brilliant in buying them time.
That is very true. So what they see here is Air is doing a full reset on items now. They're buying whatever they can. They're going to do this. Now, this is the dangerous part. If they did, Digital Crusader is moving to get the red buff, but if they're all around Baron right now, they could have taken it very quickly. Double Mountain, triple Infernal would just have been disgusting amount of damage on that Baron buff.
Yeah, the amount of dragons stacked in Team Ocean right now is pretty formidable.
So this is what they have to be careful of. This is how Team Ocean can lose this game. They're looking to do a Baron dance right now, but they have the Urgot in the bot lane sitting on his teleport just about to come up. So if he comes and he just takes these bottom turrets, they could find themselves in a dangerous position. But Cop gets caught out by Cobalt. Doesn't look like he got to use his ultimate on that. It looks like Team Air is getting caught out all over the place right now. Unfortunately, they lose 2 members. This might be a free Baron for them.
Down.
Urgot still, though, is a tanky boy right now. You cannot just allow him to just do damage to freely. So Shoemaker now on the top side to prevent that Baron take from being done. Jemu on the bot side pushing up the bottom lanes. He does have his teleport. So there's a teleport advantage on the side of Ocean. They could just send him to the bot side and potentially threaten this Baron the whole time. I'm not sure which way this game is going. Air is fighting hard for this, and Ocean is just not giving it for free, although it looks like Shoemaker finding himself in a dangerous position right now, a little too far forward. The damage is really there from Shu. Gets the shutdown, and you get the children of the grave, Urgot.
That damage was so heavy. With as tanky as Urgot is, he just melted.
Urgot does not have enough magic resistance to fight versus the Mordekaiser. So Mordekaiser with the Crystal Scepter, Hourglass, Torment, and Death Cap is doing an insane amount of damage. And this Baron's going to fall very quickly. Here they come. This is going to fall down in just a matter of seconds. It looks like Air is doing what they can to get the pick. They find J-Moo sitting in the bot side trying to push it up, and they do get the kill onto him so that they don't have to deal with the split push. That was a decisive move from Air's part in order to take something back from the loss they just received at that top lane brutalizing of that Urgot.
What Ocean needs to do here now is take this inhibitor down mid, which shouldn't be too difficult. Rotate either top or bottom and drop another lane if they want to just kind of find the quickest path to the end.
Which is so true, and it's looking like a very dangerous game here. They have the teams going up. The Bard ultimate does isolate Shoemaker and Cop. It looks like we get a 3-man ult going out from Cop right now. Looking to get some damage off. Kills Frostbeat, and Air is not just giving up on this one. Gulen has slain Digital Crusader, which means they take a 2-for-0. Air's defenses are solid. They lose the inhibitor, but they gain 2.
And losing the inhibitor is not the end of the world. I mean, you got to defend the lane and wait for it to come back up, but it will come back up.
So Air mounting a strong defense. This is pretty impressive. Exactly the 11-1-6 Jin from Darth's Head pointing it out in the chat, but right now it's 11-2, and those death timers are really creeping up right now. Still got 20 seconds on the bar, 20 seconds on the Jin. J-Moo sitting by the turret. I'm not sure he can hold this one off by himself, but he does have Cobalt there. It's possible that they get a lot of the damage off. They just have to slay it. Icically doing a lot of extra damage to the tower. They should back off here, pushing it back. It's just mightily forcing that mid tower down, mid inner turret, which is well done on Air, just forcing what they can with the power that they do have. 5,000 gold lead in the team of Ocean, but woo!
Yep, Air's got to take it slow here. Just pick up objectives when you can, where you can. No room for mistakes. No room to get picked off. Otherwise, Ocean can keep their lead. But it looks like Ocean is a bit off balance at this point, and Air is going to look to take advantage at every opportunity.
Now, I know that they have triple Infernal, double Mountain. It's hard to see with the our UI on top. So right now, oh my goodness, here comes the fight. This is the big fight to end it all right now, though. It looks like a lot of damage going on between the Bard ultimate against Icically and Cop, but they're just melting through them right now with the damage coming out from Team Air. This is an impressive amount of damage. Icically on a killing spree. Air just deleting the rest of Team Ocean. Unbelievable that it was a 4-for-1 coming out right now. Digital Crusaders getting his GA popped, and that's a triple kill for Shoemaker.
And now Air has close to a minute to just do whatever they want.
That might be enough for Air to march in and take at least one inhibitor. They have a bot lane fully stacked up. That was 100% poggers. Let me see some Rekt cheers in the chat. I want to see some pog chats. I want to see whatever you can throw out into the emotes. That Anivia stun hit, it looked like at least 3 or 4. Absolutely, and sitting in the Anivia ultimate with all that ability power is one way to get yourself killed.
What impressed me most was the amount of damage that Air actually put out, and they don't have any dragons.
Absolutely, that was insane. And that shows that the well-built team fight squad they have going on here was enough to get the job done. They're looking to take this Elder Dragon away from Ocean. It won't do so much for them. Oh, but Frostbeat sees the play and goes in on it. Shu is looking here. They're looking to continue this team fight. Shu starting off with the Zanyas, not allowing the damage to go in, but the Elder Dragon helping out the teams. There's just so much damage on the side of Air Drake.
So much damage. Yeah, that is insane. I think where...
We have a little bit of fight going on. I'm not sure how to really call this one. I don't know if they're actually going to see this one through to completion.
I have no idea what's about to happen here.
Frostbeat going in across, doing the 200 IQ Bard plays, making them take the extra damage from the Elder Drake. The problem is if Air retreats right now and they do not come back for this Elder Drake, if Ocean takes it, that's going to be a 5-dragon Elder Drake, and that is going to be something that you cannot overcome. But they have a huge wave in the top side to commit to. They have a huge wave in the bot side for Ocean, so they can't just sit around this dragon, because otherwise that top side, they're taking the turret themselves. They might lose their inhibitor just from this. Oh, but Gulen finds the pick onto Digital Curse. Oh, does not get the final damage. He canceled it off, and Cobalt is going in, doing what he can, but a little bit premature. Zanya's in right here. He could get the steal. The Rekt team gets the Dragon so close.
So close.
Oh, but that was a heartbreak. If Cobalt would have stolen that, it would have been just a disgusting piece for Ocean there. But alas, the game plays on. All these things we see it in the chat. So we see some emotes coming out. That's right, friends. Top lane was so huge. Takes a lot out of it. Whew.
I think the junction where Ocean might have wanted to make a different decision was when after they took that first inhibitor. It might have made sense. They had Baron to go top or bottom and push in a second lane just for some insurance that they were able to kind of make some plays on the map in terms of Baron and Dragon with some leeway to have 2 lanes with super minions in them.
Absolutely, and this is starting to look pretty terrifying because you get the late game power of the max build Varus. That is just a late game super carry. The damage comes out. Gulen finishing his items, not even full build yet, but the damage from Anivia is just wild. The stuns going across the entire team, and that's the one thing about Mordekaiser. He has to be able to do damage to build that shield.
And the scary thing about Air too is look at the CC on that team. It's everywhere.
That's true. They have the ultimate from Varus that can lock people in place. They got the stun coming out from Gulen. They have multiple stuns from the Leona, the flip from Shoemaker. And even the fear from Nocturne. They have every champion with CC.
It's all there. It's all there.
And really even have to look at just the amount of gold on these champions. Urgot with 338 farm, rocking a full build. He's got the Gargoyle Stone Plate, making him an absolute monster when it comes to these teams. But Frostbeat finding himself caught out right now. Not sure what they want to take this, but they're getting a pincer attack going on. They get Cobalt splitting them up right now. Frostbeat flashes the stun from Gulen, looking to solo them up, but the damage is coming back and forth. Dainty Taco enters the fight, gets the execute onto the rest of the team, kills Shu with it. It looks like this might be the cleanest of aces. Air Drake with a 5-4-0 ace coming out. That is going to spell the end of the game. The burning damage come with the Elder Dragon buff staying on the team, helping him take that team fight. Unfortunate for all of the yous out there on the Ocean fans, but that is going to be an Air Drake 2-0 victory. The final turrets going down. The Nexus laid bare. And the champions of this particular game working so hard for the comeback. It was looking so nice on Ocean Drake's just gameplay, and they just fought tooth and nail from Team Air. They had to want it more. They wanted it just slightly more and took it from them this time. But well played on Team Ocean. That was a scary game up until those final minutes.
To watch. What a setup game to watch. When you see both teams that are able to hang in there for the entirety of the game and it's not decided until the final minutes, you know you've got 2 evenly matched teams, 2 teams that played their hearts out, and that was a ton of fun to watch.
Absolutely. So now we're just gonna have to pull it out into the interview section, get a little conversation about just excellent play going back and forth from both teams. Just there was a heartbreaker for Team Ocean on there. That second game was so close. But we're just gonna have to get some interviews. So who are you grabbing in here? Who definitely want to talk to on these games? I mean, I definitely want to get. Let's see who we want to bring in here. Shoemaker. I definitely want to bring in Shoemaker. He had 2 amazing games on the Urgot, on the Gangplank. And I'm
thinking either Icically or Cop.
Let's see what we got. I like those choices. Let's see who we've interviewed in the past to see who we can bring in here. I'm bringing some fresh blood, if possible. Let's see. Gulen got brought in before. We got Darten. We got that. Yeah, let's get in. Let's get Cop in here. Let's talk it to him. Let's see what they got. I'm gonna snag them in here real quick for the chats. Hopefully they're okay with it. If they just listen to the cast, I'm gonna bring them in. And then we said, what did we say? We said Shoemaker and Cop. Gentlemen, congratulations on your victory, 2-0 victory tonight. How are you feeling about those games?
Pretty relieved. Those are pretty tough games.
I am hyped. I'm ready
All right.
for Sunday.
Absolutely. I mean, so all right. So let's start out with let's start out with the game one. I know game two is fresh in the memory. Let's start off a little bit of game one action. I want to go to the Gangplank top lane pick first. We'll get to that Nautilus in a second, but we hadn't seen you on it in a long time. We've heard the stories, we heard the tales, but then it came out and we saw the Gangplank come back. Tell me a little bit about what it was like in that first matchup, the Gangplank pick.
It's funny because their shoe also plays Gangplank, and I think we had a sneaking suspicion they were gonna pick it game two, and then they left it open game one, so we're like, all right, we're gonna do it. And they did a good job of like keeping me down early. They did a good job of diving, which is kind of how you have to stop a Gangplank. But a lot of the time I was able to just free farm. Like there was a lot of times I was just collect big side waves, and I eventually just got back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Your farm caught up, which is one of the things I want to give you a lot of credit for. You were down by a bunch, you came back and surged way ahead, doing tons of damage all over the map. So then again, onto Cop, that Nautilus in that first pick. So what was the thought behind it? It looks like you had that Draven first. Was that Nautilus just your form of aggression? Let's get in there and hold them in place for the kills?
Well, they banned my Leona, so I just went to Nautilus, and it's just like, oh, it's even easier.
Point and click, some things get a little bit of a hook action.
So Cop, I have a question for you. I noticed that a lot of the support champs that were banned all had hooks and a lot of lockup. Is that your style of play? And kind of what was the conversation between you and your ADC in terms of the strategy you were going to use during these games?
Well, I play most supports, if not all of them. Even some of the weird ones that were in past metas, like Misfortune support. We basically had the intention of, if he wants to play the brand support, let him. We're going to take it on. And we did.
Absolutely. And you definitely stayed in there, got a lot of kills for that Draven, who became deadly serious by the end of that game. Well played on that one. So let's move on to game two then. Boys, I'm not going to lie. It was looking dim for you for a while. The Team Ocean was barreling down, taking a lot of these team fights. But what did you have to say? What were the comms like in order to keep you in the game?
For the most part, we're just saying like, there's not much we can do. We might as well just let them have a lot of things. We scale really well. Our team scaled really well with Varus, Olivia, Urgot. And then if like we can kind of get them into their 5v5 fights, they like to take a lot of 5v5 fights. And if we can just have most of the team sit on top of Icicle, like they're not going to be able to get through us enough to kill him.
Yeah, you definitely brought it back. And again, the farming that you guys had, the money that you guys ended up taking back, and the team fights where you landed multiple stuns, both Cop and Gulen and Shoemaker diving in, just damage everywhere, ended up winning you guys those team fights at the end. So, Shoemaker, I have a question for you about your Urgot. So what is the parting words you like to say with Urgot? Because you'll never see him again after this game.
I don't know, man. He's just a strong pick right now. Like, there's a reason he's being one of the most contested picks at Worlds. He's just super safe, tanky, and hard to kill. So,
Cop, same question for Leona.
Goodbye.
Leona is just really easy to be able to land her combo and keep someone in place. And the fact that her ultimate just can do the same thing was just easy follow-up or easy engage to being able to allow it. But to be honest, I thought Gulen, Shoemaker, and Dainty Taco did a fantastic job, especially in the mid to late game, of just being able to help us out and really do a lot of intangibles to being able to get that win, especially in the last fight where Gulen got the wall with Anivia when they were using the Kled ult. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, again, just heads up plays in that one. The team fights were brutal and they were strong, and you stayed in it and you came out ahead. So other than that, is there anything you want to say to anyone else? Say to Team Ocean, say to the Rekt League before we head out for the night?
Oh, yeah. We're coming for that bye. We're going to get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Putting yourself in a good position.
Games too. They were good games. They put up a big fight. Their record is not indicate how good players they are.
Oh, 100% agreed. Team Ocean is a very strong team. It just ended up being that the cohesion just we're not able to bring it around yet. Just like last season, they started a little slow, but they're still excellent players, and I want to give a shout out to all of them. All my boys, Shu, Cobalt, Jmu, love playing with you guys last season. You guys still looking good. I'd love to play with you anytime. But for those of you out watching the Rekt League, thank you again for tuning in to this special one-off rescheduled event. And if you can, please, I would love to see you come visit us on Sunday starting at 4 p.m. We got 3 hype matches for you coming in that day. It's going to be slightly, we might have a slightly changed, but check the Twitter, come back to Twitch and see what we got. But we're starting on Sundays, the Rekt League. Thank you once again, and we'll see you on Sunday for some more Rekt League.
Let's go Rekt League.